Basically, when we set up a new member in our back area, is we just set up the company and whoever is the primary person, and then it usually sets it up with an email address, and then we can set a code. We usually do something really easy like NOCC 1234, because you have to change that afterwards anyway in order to be able to utilize the service properly. So I'm going to quickly show you how to log in first and how to figure out whether you're the primary or the member, because you can have other people able, I don't know why you would do this, but it allows you to have other employees to be able to log into the portal and somewhat interact. However, in order for actually you to post things, you have to log in as the representative and not as the member. So I'm going to show you how to determine how you know who is who, because we're unable to determine that on our end because it's a security issue. And I know it sounds that over the top, but we're not being over the top. It's just Growthzone. It's their security. So I built up a company in Growthzone and on the chamber, and this is the email address I gave it. And I gave a password myself is 1234, and then I'll sign in. What happens as soon as I sign in is you will see there's a blue box here. So basically this blue piece here automatically tells the individual that you've logged in through as a member. And the reason why this is really important is because if you're the person who's going to be utilizing this to contact other people or do advertisements, you cannot post everything if you see this area here. So before I even explain anything else, I'm going to show you how you change that. So what you do is you go back to your settings and just purely log out. Now, let's just say, because the only information we have on our end and the only information you have on your end is you have the email address. So you place the email address inside again, and then you just say you forgot your username and password. And what's going to happen is it's going to tell you to put your email address in there again and go to get password. So then in your email, it sends you two different links. One is for a member, and the other one, is for the representative. And it's the representative who has the overall administration on that page. So then this here would be the logon name, and then you want to reset the password. So then you go to reset the password, and I'm going to put in here 12345 for easiness, right? 12345. I'm going to change it. I'm going to go log in, and now it automatically logged me in as who I am right now. However, can you see now that that blue is now a gray box? So now what this means is you can post. Hi, hello. Hello, chamber members, right? So I can update that post. So automatically now you can see that this company, this person from the company sent in a post. Now I can add links in here, I can do photos, I could add a video. And what happens is everyone who's a member gets these notifications. So that's one way of doing it. Now, that's just the immediate flash. Now, what's the most important is you can actually start changing your information on here. So the first one is your company information. So now on this page here is where you can change things, because we might have put things in and maybe we only knew somebody's cell phone number and you go, oh, I don't want that as the number, I want to put a primary number in. So obviously you can change all these numbers. You can change the address. Maybe there's a different address. Maybe you have a physical address and a mailing address and you don't want to use the other one. So whichever one you choose will show up on the page, and I'll show you that in a second. We're getting there. This area here, established date, that's something we'd have placed in on our end, so it would tell you when that person is and how many employees are part-time employees, and then this is basically your contact information. So when you're placing in your company information, the most important part about this is what shows up on our directory. So if I just look here and preview my page, this is all that comes in, and this is the information that generally the chamber would have placed in when you first become a member or when you're an active member. So we'll put in the address. We might not have even had this information at all, and then we basically place of where you sit within the directory. It all collates and brings you all this information down. So this is your actual page, and as you can see, the page is very bare. So then what we've got to do is we'll go back, and let's say, for example, I want to add in my LinkedIn and my Facebook and my YouTube pages. Now, when you first log into your own account, this could be just like the chamber stuff. So you're going to have to literally go to your Facebook page, copy and paste the link, and then place it into the actual box itself. And then what will happen, let me turn it back on again. When we come back up here, we save the changes, because if you don't save them, it doesn't do it. And if I go to the web page, now you'll see that those icons just came up. Now, if I'd have been in the member part, I wouldn't have been able to do this bit. And that's why you've got to log in as the representative. So then when we move into further down, you can put a web description. You're also able to write in your operating hours. Maybe you're just appointment only, whatever it is, it'll do it there. And then the best thing is you can start putting these bullet point checks in. So what that basically means is if I just went to my wife's website here and I just copy that, just pop in here, we'll put the URL in there. I'll just write in here, general services, and this is just as a prime example. You can do whatever you wish to place in here. I just want to show you what it is. Operational management, and then pop that in there. Place that. So then I come to the top again, or the bottom. It's either way. Save the changes, and if I go to the website now what it'll do, it'll give me highlights, and these now are live links, and they'll actually go straight back into wherever I had them assisted or sent to. So that's what that part does, and it gives you about 5, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it gives you 5. You're also able to add additional information. So maybe it's a case of where you're actually sat into the directory, what you do. You're able to add in your logos, your member header ID, your logo, and where they show up is basically at the top of the page here, near where it says my name up the top there. That would be your member logo. So if I was to choose a logo, add an image, choose a file. Let's see what I got. Here you go, here's a logo right there. If I just stick that logo in there and done, save my changes, and then up there now you'll see that my company logo's there. Now if we went to this area here, it just gives me a little logo here on the side. So that's what that area does there. And then there's other bits and pieces where you can then add in photographs, you can add in galleries, you can even place in videos. So if I give you another example, let's go to the directory for a moment. Let's do this. So all the bits and pieces that we sort of like went through quite simply there is these are all the areas that this company falls under. So if somebody's searching anything, that's where it is. Their address, their website, all their social media stuff, when they're open, a little bit about them, the services that they provide, and then of course they're highlighted here as well. You can add a video, you can do the pictures, and then you've got the contact information at the end. But the reason why this is so important is our directory gets found a lot. Like a lot of people will use the directory for all sorts of things. Another thing that it allows you to show when you go to the home button, so these are the links at the very top of the page, is you can go into the directory, and now this is your personal thing rather than you having to actually do this on the membership directory, and you can actually look up businesses. So if I was to look up Knott's, because of the Knott's Berry Farm, So this is basically what is probably on their page, right? So this is, you know, they've got all their information on there, and they've got a video on there, and so on and so forth. But you might want to actually contact somebody there who's the representative who represents the company through the chamber, again, because it's like a referral rather than a cold call. If you go to the representatives, this will show you the people who we have as the representatives as part of the chamber. So you can directly contact those folks or even send them an email. You don't have to worry about can spam at this stage, because this email is going through the chamber, so nobody's going to get into any trouble with work or anything else if you're approaching somebody. There's also an event page, so rather than you looking on the website, which I can show you in a couple of minutes, is you can just click onto events here and you'll see things that are going on. The main thing for us on the chamber is if it's an event the chamber's doing and we're looking for RSVPs, then you'll see the register now icon at the side. And when it's not really ours, but we're putting the information out, or maybe a member wanted to share that information, then it'll just say event and there's no registration necessarily. We also have reports, which is really cool. So since I started this company 2 days ago, there's been 116 views or impressions of seeing me on that directory, and 38 member views. Now, another thing whilst we're on this page here is you have all these other bits and pieces on the side for the reports and things like that. So it'll show you if you've got any deals going on, you'd be able to see any hot deals or anything that you've posted. Of course, this is new, so we don't have one. And this is part of what we're going to go into the next time round. However, I can touch on this to show you what it actually looks like when you've done them as well, so you can see it. So I'm gonna go back into the website for a moment, because it's good to be able to navigate through the website itself. But the main thing about it as a member is there's a few important things that people do like. So the main one is events. So if you go to get involved, you'll see events. You can click on events, and then it's going to bring up all bigger boxes of what I just showed you a moment ago. What it also allows you to do for members is when people share different things, whether it's advertising opportunities or things like that, it shows up on the site. So when I showed a moment ago where it said about hot deals and posts and how many people had read them and things like that, these are what will show up on the site with. And you can click on any of these and it automatically gives you like a landing page for whatever service you wish to share with somebody. If you want to do it as an advertisement, it's up to you what you're looking to do. And then this also, not only does it show on our website, it also posts it to everybody who is on the portal, and it also pushes it to our social media channels. So you're actually getting a lot more from doing one type of thing. And then the other part is when we have our main events on the website, is if you go to the gallery, then you're able to pull all the pictures off from the site as well. We do this on purpose because it's the best way of doing it. We'll upload the program so you can go through the program and read it again if you want, because some people might have had an advertisement in there. And then of course, if you haven't seen this already, you can go online and you can go through the pictures themselves. And then of course, you can actually save these images and use them for your own social media needs or anything else that you've got going on. And then we separate them all the time. So we'll do one for the orange carpet, which we usually have at every event. We don't always have an expo booth, but we did at this particular event. And then of course, we'll have all the sponsors who are involved. And then finally, then we have all the event types, pictures, again, you know, the things that people can share, use, or whatever they need to do, and that's always sat on the chamber side.